Grand Rising, everybody. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Coach Renz. Welcome to Deconstructing Christianity. Again, Coach Renz in the house. Yes, we missed yesterday. Did not realize it was Indigenous Peoples Day. Didn't know my wife was off. So took a little stroll on down to the beach. So wasn't here yesterday. But we're here today. We're here today to have this conversation. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. Looking forward to October 31st through November 2nd. We're having a meet up down here in San Antonio. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a good time had by all. You can still join us. Just go to the link on my YouTube page in the description of this video or previous live. You can still join us. Now, get a cigar ready. I know y'all missed me yesterday, but I had a pretty good time with Corpus Christi. I hope you like the videos I did post yesterday. Post videos every day for the most part, almost every day. So just, watch the videos, like them, share them, comment on them. Tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. Whatever you think, make sure you comment on the videos. I appreciate the sharing of the video. I thank everybody who supports the channel. Just want to give those things out before I get started. But thanks to everybody who supports the channel by being super fans, sending super chats, memberships, subscription holders, because we are live on TikTok over here, Facebook, and YouTube over there. Right? So that's what we do. I want to thank everybody who also through Cash App. Thank you very, very much. My daughter been robbing me on the Cash App lately, so thank you very much. Yes. So, Don, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the show. David, welcome to the show. Today's conversation, and I know some of you guys know it's a little bit different up there. Yeah, I put some rules to this thing. That way I ain't got to explain this to everybody every time they come up here. When they start whining and getting all agitated because I interrupt them and tell them they can't interrupt me, that's the rule. I interrupt because it's for the flow of the show. Or you say something that's completely wrong, but it's to add to the show. I don't interrupt just for the sake of I want to be heard. My interruptions are for the flow of the show, major points that we could delve deeper into of the show. This is not for people to come on here, guests to pontificate forever. It doesn't work that way. Right? So we're putting some rules down on this thing. I only have one guest at a time. That way people understand and won't be asking me, can I come up while I'm talking to somebody else. One guest at a time. Right? Testimonies is not evidence, therefore they are not welcome, and belief is not proof. It's very simple. On this show, I like to talk about facts most of the time. Now, if the show is talking about something that deals with testimonies or something like that, that would be fine, but we ain't. When I say the God of the Bible is not real, the God of the Bible is just simply not real. Right? So, just to get y'all revved up, just to get you started, the concept of today's show is about sins versus morals. But I probably should have put sins S versus morals. Just realized that, but it's okay. But it's sins versus morals. And it is the fact that the overwhelming majority of the people who are believers of any religion view morality not being able to be a thing without their deity. And they see that sin is and morality are one and the same when sin and morality are vastly different from one another. Most of these people think that when you murder someone, that is actually a sin, and it is a sin because it crosses, and to them it would be a sin because there are some spaces where the two meet. But they think that people who don't believe in their book, that they just want to go out here and sin. And then they start saying, oh, you just want to go have sex, and you just want to go rape, and you want to go murder, and you want to go this, and you want to go that. but that simply is not the case. So we're going to narrow it down. One, there is no such thing as objective morality. No, there is not one shred of objective morality. Way back in the past, I used to think that there must be some innate thing about people that says that there are certain moralities that are objective, but the truth of the matter is there's no such thing as objective morality. All moralities are subjective, and so are sins. All sins are also subjective. Now, I say this because morality, we have seen, has changed throughout cultures, changed throughout times, depending upon what's going on politically. Morality has consistently changed. What one group says is immoral, another group says is not immoral. You would think that everyone would agree on certain things, like when it comes to harming children, that would be an objective morality. But we know that there is a large percentage of the population who don't see it that way. A different, well, I ain't gonna say large, but there's large enough in number that don't see it that way. So we cannot say that it is objective, right? There are some who think that they should be able to murder. I used to think that if a person wouldn't want something done to themselves or anybody else, then that would be an objective morality. But even within that, I can see that not everybody thinks that. So there is no such thing as objective morality, nor is there anything as far as objective sins, because sins are only based on an individual religion. Plain and simple. If I do not believe in the God of the Bible, but let's say I follow the God of Hinduism, then I am the people who follow the Bible God will say that I am sinning against their God, but I am a Hindu believer, so I am not sinning against the God of the Bible because I am fulfilling and being truthful to the God of the Hindu God. Now you can switch that either way, but at no point does it become objective, because it still remains to be subjective, because it is subjective to the God that you worship, right? So worshiping sins are purely based on you disobeying whatever laws of the God that you serve, whatever that God's business is. So sins also are subjective. Now, with that being said, and this is the final statement on this before I start letting people come up. With that being said, sins are only based on a religion. Morals are based on social groups. So a person does not have to have a religion in order to have morals, because their social group will have their own standard of morals. Therefore, you cannot say that sin and morality are the same. And you can also not say that if a person doesn't have a religion, they cannot have morals, because morals has nothing to do with religion. It is more likely that the morals came up first, and then the religion was created to support those morals. So, and we also find that there's greater morality. When you look at any prison system crime rate, the overwhelming majority of those people who commit crimes claim a particular religion. That should tell you enough about your religion and your morals. And I know that people's thought process is, oh, well, they're not true Christians, or they're not true Muslims, they're not true Jews, they're not true whatever. Yeah, people are always not true this or true that when they disagree with the narrative that you have in your mind. So I know today's startup was going to be a little quick and short, because there's really not much more to it than just that. Your morals and your sin and nothing are not one and the same, and I'd rather have morals and deal with morals than deal with sins. Back. I didn't see your whole name. Oh, you went dark on me.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Are you
Yes,
for TikTok's sake?
yeah,
Are you over 21?
let me turn my Wi-Fi off. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Yes, sir.
For TikTok's sake, are you over 21?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. 43.
All right. And you believer in the Bible or not?
Yeah, believer. Yeah, the Christ. Yes.
Okay. So do you think that sins and morals are the same thing? Or what are your thoughts on the subject matter?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they're definitely the same thing. Um, definitely the same thing. And now, see, objective meaning. Okay, so to treat your neighbors the way you want to be treated, right? That's a universal truth, right?
Not in the framework of a truth, no. It's a good thought. It would be a good moral stance to take, but a universal truth would mean that that's what people are doing.
But logically, right? Like, okay, so if you treat others, you expect. If you treat others with respect, you expect to be treated as the same as well, right?
Generally, a person would, but we know that people don't. People expect to get treated with respect, but then doesn't treat other people with respect.
Right. But if you follow that advice, right? Each person, both parties, to follow that advice, it will make for a peaceful world, right?
No, it wouldn't.
Hmm.
It would. My desire would be to say that it does, but logically thinking through it, it wouldn't. It would in some areas the world would be better, but you have to think about all the different ways people like to be treated, right? And like you got a person who is controlling. That controlling person, they want to control everybody else, but they don't want anybody to control them. So it's going to invite that's going to invite conflict, right? When we speak of usually a person who wants to murder, wants to essay people, they don't usually come back and essay other people. I mean, they don't want to be done that to themselves. You see what I'm saying? So on the surface, in general, most people are going to have a better life and society should be better. But it's still going to be problematic. You're still going to have problems, is what I'm saying. It doesn't create utopia.
Okay. In your worldview, subjective, right? Anything goes.
No.
Yeah, want an example?
No. I mean, murder doesn't go. Essaying women don't go. Essaying men don't go.
Says who?
Says the community of morality that I have grown up in.
It sounds to me like we're about to have fun. You can't say that, right? And I'm gonna tell you why you can't say that.
Why not?
Because like you explained when you was explaining the giving you a definition of objective and subjective and all that, I was listening. I was taking notes. I was recording. I was yeah, and everything. And it come to find out, right, when he was talking about subjective things, so opinion could be individualized, right?
Uh-huh.
You can't stand here before me and say that sin and morality is different. You can't say that. See, in your worldview, right?
Okay, why can't I say that?
Say it again, sir.
Why can't I say that? Why is sin and morality?
This is why. Yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're saying that I can't say that sin and morality.
Now, I also heard you say that, oh, well, we are confined to our own God's rules of this. No. There's only one God, and there's
No,
one.
no,
There's,
no,
there's,
no, no, no. Everybody believes in different gods. So to claim that your one God is the only one that matters is just simply not true. That's your belief, and belief is not proof. And which is my point, that a Hindu person, to them, the cow is sacred. Don't eat the cow. That's a sin. But to you, as a Bible believer, the cow is not sacred. You can eat the cow.
Okay. Okay. So again, right? Um, so again, it's one God, right? And the reason I say that is because the God said that I am the truth, I am the way, I am the life.
So the horse.
No other man-made religion states this.
Or
claim that they,
the
Egyptians. Or claim that they unalive for sin. What does that matter?
What does it matter if somebody unalives themselves for sin, which I think is quite disgusting, compared to another God that just says, hey, just repent and I'll forgive you.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's because it's deeper than you understand, right? So you're just a mere human. Okay. So
no, it's not.
Okay. Okay. So
don't make claims about me and you don't even know me. But it's not. My understanding goes far deeper than that. My understanding goes deeper than most people realize. Because
you would be atheist.
See, there you go, making claims about me. I just said, don't.
No, I'm saying, if you really was thinking that deep, you wouldn't be atheist. That's a fact.
No, it's not a fact. Because what can you prove? What can you prove? And then here's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
All right, go ahead.
I know you say you're gonna cut off you're the host, and the more you cut off, the more the time taken out. I respect your platform and everything, and that's cool. Okay, so there was one thing Christ said that was very important, and I was wondering why would he say that, right? If it's just a storybook. When he was on the cross and he said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." If it's a storybook, why is this character so concerned about human beings not knowing that the action that they're taking is costing them their demise? Why is it focusing on that part if it's just a storybook, sir?
Just like any storybook, it could be the same way. It's based on the author who's writing it. I mean, why would Prometheus still allow himself to be tied to a rock and his liver eaten every day if he didn't care so much about man gaining wisdom and knowledge, but he still allows himself to be eaten by a crow every day and chained to this rock? Why would he do that unless he loved us so much? If I'm writing a story, I can write it in whatever fantastical way I want to write it.
Yeah, but the difference between you and Prometheus and whatever you want to talk about, they say these words. That's the difference. Okay, and another thing too.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm trying to the microphone on the sound is choppy on. No, not choppy on TikTok. It's choppy on Facebook. I'm trying to figure it out. Now, what did you just say?
I said that the difference between what you just said and what I said, that it's Prometheus' character that say these words. Okay. So that's something they just want to put into your imagination and try to make it.
You missed my point then. The point was the fact that anybody can write anything. Like, just because something is written in a narrative without proof that the narrative itself is true, then it's just your belief.
Right, and so it's just your belief that when you make these little scenarios and things, that's just your belief. But the fact is that what was said in that Bible, it points out to a specific problem, because when you actually look at the world that we live in today, right? If you leave it into your atheist mindset, right? All we have is wars breaking out everywhere. We have cartels, we have gangs, right? We have a 60 Red, we have Cardi B. We have in your world is chaos. right?
Dude.
That's why when Christ said, "Forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do." This is when you put your choices on mankind. This is the results that you get. You turn on the news and you see the results.
My God. Let's be honest. All right, you're being intellectually disingenuous right now. You know good and well that the overwhelming majority of the world is religious. That atheism is not the biggest religion, not even close to the biggest religion. A third of the population is Christian. A third of the population is Muslim, right? And then the next largest group, I believe, is Hindus. So the overwhelming majority. So and then the people and the places and the things that you just named are done by Christians and Muslims. My prisons in America are filled with Christians. So these things that you are trying to blame for an atheistic worldview are actually happening through the lens of Christianity. And when we look through time, who was doing the raping, the murdering, the stealing, the slaving, who was starting the wars? Christians. Who's starting wars now? Christians and Muslims. It is not atheists who are starting wars. So
right. When you mention the prison, yeah. When you mention prison, you are assuming that there were Christians going into prison instead of Christians. These people are converted to Christianity in prison. So you cannot. Nah. You're not in prison to. Wait, hold on, sir. You're not in prison to say either or. You're just talking.
No, actually, statistical analysis show that most of these people who are going in, you just made a false statement. These people who are going into these prisons were brought up Christian. Hell, I got members of my own family. Them jokers I know, they grew up in the church. They were brought up Christian. They love their family. But them motherfuckers decided they want to sell some drugs. And they went to prison. And they kept going back into prison because now you get out with a felony. Now you're on a struggle bus. They get back into it. They still going to church. And then they go to prison. I had a whole community of people where I lived in Marietta, Atlanta, Georgia. These motherfuckers Christian. They're always going to church. And then just looking at the statistics of it, they all proclaim Christianity even before they went in.
Okay, so that's your experience and your encounter, right? So again,
I think statistical analysis also shows. Don't just take a part of what I said. Statistics also show that they go into the prison Christian. They might come out a better Christian, but they go in Christian.
They will put that they don't know, or they'll put unknown. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not in there to see what they put on the paperwork or whatever they put on there, whatever they tell the personnel that's going in there. They could put I don't know, or they could put whatever, or they could just put they just believe in God.
You see that
most people when they say they believe in God, they just put Christianity.
You see that you're going in there
like hold on, sir.
You're just making up shit,
sir.
No,
you can't even prove the intent.
You're just making things up by saying. Most people, you don't know this, and they could be putting in. Yeah, I didn't speak in could. Yes, you are. Okay. Does it happen that a person might put unknown or what unknown? Yes, it happens that people do put unknown, which is why the statistics will show unknown. Why you interrupting me? It will show that people have put unknown, but it also shows that they put Christian. That the overwhelming majority put Christian.
Yeah. So if you look at most applications, you rarely see Islam. It's Muslims applications. When I used to fill out like applications for jobs, you would see Christian, atheism, or unknown. Sometimes you won't even get an option to put Islam on it. Okay. So another thing too. So most people that believe in a higher power, when they put Christianity, they're not thinking about Christian. They just say that okay.
What?
I believe in a higher power. I'm just going to put Christian.
Hold on. What application? Yeah. What application do you have to put your religion on?
Well, government work. Some government work will actually what religion, or some of them don't even state everything on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, so all right. So
but we were talking about prison.
Right. Okay. So back in the day, right, when in the history of the Bible days, right, because it's facts, right. You had Christians, you had people that believed in God and followed Christ that were sinning. So I don't understand your point, because even the Bible said there's nothing new underneath the sun. So just because you're Christian doesn't mean what they do. He's talking about the Christians that are going to make mistakes, are going to fall into temptation, fall into wickedness and things like that. That's what Christ was talking to on the cross. Okay, so just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be all holy and perfect, because that's why he died for us, because he knew that we're not going to be perfect.
See, why are you changing the narrative?
There's no Christians that is perfect.
Why are you changing the narrative? Earlier you were talking about the fact that earlier you talking about these people, you know, they don't go in. It's the atheist worldview that's got all this stuff that's going on, and that's why we got the wars and the murdering and all this stuff. And now you're trying to redirect it to be that, oh, it's, you know, nobody's perfect, and yeah, Christians do commit these crimes.
Everybody commit this crimes, but the majority, right? The majority of the people that actually commit these type of crimes are non-believers, man. But people don't care nothing about. Hold
on for 1 second. Hold on, I gotta make a statement real quick. Hey, YouTube and Facebook, I'm gonna restart this stream so that I don't know what the audio issue is, but restart stream. Okay, so I'm gonna end this one on that.